What is up? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on YouTube at the Vinyl Casket, all one word, as well as Twitch, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. Remember, this is the home of the lamest taste, so we talk about the lamest things every single week, from trailer reactions to movie and TV show reviews to manga, anime, music, records, anything you think of, we talk about it, including comic books. Every single week we do a weekly comic book review. We get a haul every Wednesday. We take those books, we read those books, we bag and board those books, we take pictures for the Instagram. Bada bing, Vinyl Casket Comics, where I do little mini write-ups, then I get on here for Twitch and YouTube and I review the books in detail. We go indies, Marvel, DC, rate them 1 through 10, and then talk about our top 5. So this is the books this week. Not that big. I've been pretty good, which I'm very happy about. We're going to start off with indies. We have two Dynamite books. So we have an issue 1. This is King Kong and the Great War from Dynamite Comics. It does not have that normal Dynamite labeling that I've seen on the Dynamite books that I've gotten. So I don't know if this is part of a different line or series. This is a B cover for the first issue here, written by Alex Cox. And it was a lead-up issue. It was a setup issue. It's set up, like, setting kind of a time zone, time period that we're settling in for this mini-series. Kind of establish where we're at, where these guys are going. I don't know if these characters that were set in the first issue are going to make it all the way through the series, or if it was just to provide context of what was going on and where they were. I thought it was interesting. I like that Kong was only really seen at the end. I like that build-up. And I'm really excited for this. This is a really good issue. I'm going to give it a 7.5 for an issue 1. I think that's pretty good. And then also from Dynamite Comics, we have issue 2 of Disney villain Scar. I don't think I'm picking up Maleficent, but Scar has been great. This is a variant cover. I'm not sure if it's B, C, D, or E, whatever. Dynamite loves having variant covers, so they have so many. This is a really, really solid series. Artwork has been incredible. Artwork through their Disney lines. Gargoyles, which is getting a side series, a mini series inside of the Gargoyle series called Dark Ages, which is sick. So Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, Scar, and then eventually, or if it has come out, Maleficent. Really great artwork. Really vibes with those like movies, cartoons that have been set in those movies. Really good. And this story, the setup, we're really building Scar's character, his motivation, his background to get into those movies. I really like it. So far, nothing substantial has happened, but the character development and background that we're getting has been really fun to watch. So I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it also a 7.5, because there hasn't been anything impactful as a plot yet that we don't already know about. So that's cool. And that's my only 2 indies. That's my only 2 indies for the week. We go into the one Marvel book, which is issue 25 of The Amazing Spider-Man, with a really cool Scotty Young cover. I haven't gotten the Scotty Young cover in months, it feels like. I don't think there's been any. I used to get all the Scotty Young covers, even for the series I wasn't even reading. I still wouldn't even read them. I think I have a Silk issue 1, that I never read. But I was so obsessed. So, for variant covers, I think DNA is cool. Right? David Nakayama's cool, but I wouldn't go out of my way to collect his stuff. If there's an option to get his stuff for a series that I'm reading, I'm definitely going to go for it, but I wouldn't go out of my way. Scotty Young is a writer. It was an artist I was going out of my way for. This screams me. I love it. The other person is Jenny Frison. I love her work. I will literally buy a book that I'm not reading because she makes a cover for it. I haven't done that recently, but I want to. Like, I see the cover and I want. There's a bunch that are coming out. She's been doing so much work, and I want it all. But no, issue 25. All the questions that we've been wondering about Mary Jane and this other universe and this other guy and what's his name? Wayad. I can't think of the character's name, the god, but everything's answered in this issue. The whole thing is the last issue we kind of got like how they got in there, and then that Mary Jane pushed him out, and then he was running around trying to find things out, and then he gets there, and all this time passed. So now we get to see what happened to Mary Jane while that time passed, and it was awesome. It was a really, really good issue that I really, really enjoyed the story, and I thought it makes sense. Did I want to wait 25 issues for it? No. This should have been like issue 5. There was no need to, as I fix the camera, there was zero. Still gotta fix the camera. Okay. There was zero need to do 25 issues of the series to get to this point. When you started the first issue setting up the story, setting up this big plot line, pushing it to the side, doing other plot lines and crossovers, eventually slowly building and doing this. And it was cool. It was a good issue. It was a really thick issue. It had a backup story that really is setting up Peter Parker and Black Cat as a relationship. And I really like that. Excuse me. I thought it was an awesome issue. It's definitely worth the price, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna talk to Manny later, and he's probably gonna tell me it sucks. Moving on to DC, we have 3 DC books. We're starting with issue 1, a cover of Green Lantern. So this is by Jeremy Adams, who is recently has announced that he's ending his Flash run and starting Green Lantern. Green Lantern issue 1 was awesome. Really I don't know what happened to Green Lantern in the last couple of events. I really need to read up on that. I need to figure out what was going on because something happened, and Hal and John Stewart, I guess, gave up the powers, went back to Earth, trying to live normal lives, and then the rings come back to him, and they got to be Green Lantern again, and I love it. It was awesome. He's fighting some guy in a Manhunter suit. Really interesting. I love the character development, him trying to set himself up, all this relationship stuff. Really good first issue, and the John Stewart backup story was even better. And then they have like a futuristic story involving some kind of weird, dark, evil people, and Guy Gardner having like a trainee with him. Really cool. A lot of info in this. I'm giving it an 8.5. I think this was awesome. Going on to the B cover for Wildcat 7. I love this series. I'm really upset that they announced that there's going to be a Stormwatch, and it's like almost no Wildstorm characters. But the amount of Wildstorm characters in Wildcats the last couple of issues, especially this issue, has been outrageous, and I'm loving it. I want more Backlash. I want more of these characters. We end up in an alternate world with Grifter, and we find another Grifter who isn't Grifter. It's his brother, Max Cash, not Cole Cash, Max Cash, and that's awesome. I'm so excited to see that the 2 Grifters working together. Midnighter was there, Damian Wayne. Really, really cool stuff. This series is epic. It's an 8.5, easy. I highly suggest you check it out. Rosenberg has been doing an incredible job with this product. And then the final book of the week is Batman Incorporated 8 with the variant cover. It's the coolest cover, right? It's just so cool. And this series has been so cool. And this is the first issue. Artwork here is amazing, right? This is the first issue where we get to see a lot of these characters without their costumes. And it was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. And there were some like jokes about it, and then Joker comes back, and how he has his own team, Joker Incorporated, and they're kind of slowly ripping apart and messing with Batman Incorporated, and I really enjoyed it. This is a 9 out of 10. This is a perfect issue, a perfect series. It's been great. There's one thing I meant to mention about Spider-Man, and that is that the first half, the retelling of the Mary Jane story, had amazing artwork. And then when Peter shows up, we go right back to the artwork that we've been getting that is not terrible, but very subpar to what we saw in the previous part of this issue. I think the way that Mary Jane was drawn should be the way everyone's drawn in this series, and I think they should stick with that. We're going to go... Pick of the week is obvious. You know what? That's 3. I only have 6 books. Why do I keep doing that? It sucks. It's so tight. So 6 is going to be King Kong, Spider-Man at 5, Scar at 4, and then I'm just going to go Wildcats, Green Lantern, and Batman Incorporated. I feel like that's chipping you guys out of what you need, but whatever. It was a solid week. I really enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun with this stuff. With that being said, guys, remember to check out the Instagram at Violent Comics for any write-ups. Check out the rest of the playlist on this channel for my weekly comic book reviews. I do it every single week. I never miss a week. Even if I go late, it still comes out by like the next Monday. So every single week for the last like 3 years, I have weekly comic book reviews. They should all be in the playlist. So go back. If there's a week you wanted to talk about something, it's there. Get in the comments. Let's chat. Remember, The Vinyl Casket, all one word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Get in those comments. Hit the bell. Remember to do me a major favor and stay lame.